Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Mecklenburg Lake District. This is a new map out by Holden, 126.78 megabytes download. If, like me, when this released, you just saw Lake District and thought, oh, there's a Lake District map. Mecklenburg Lake District is the Mecklenburg Lake Plateau, or Mecklenburg Lakeland, sometimes referred to as the Land of 1,000 Lakes, and it is actually the northeast German Lake District. It's the same area as the map for Pommern-Rügen is set, so yeah, it's a German map, not the Lake District in the UK. Anyway, that being said, we start on the map here. Right next to the bakery. The main farm is up the top here. There are 12 fields and 3 meadows. On New Farmer, why did I say like that? New Farmer? We start with, now the periphery of the map is all of that, and it costs 0. So you can buy all the periphery. The main farm is on the periphery, so it costs nothing to buy the main farm. So when you come onto a farm manager and start from scratch and you don't own it, you can buy it anyway. But on New Farmer, that being said, we start with field 12, and we do start with the biogas plant down here and 2 of the meadows on New Farm, which is quite handy. Field prices from the top down, north to south, I think they get progressively more expensive. 358,904 for that one there. And then the prices kind of increase. Actually, these two, and that is one complete field, yeah, they get bigger as we go down into the millions then. The one at the bottom being 1,569,332, so pretty pricey. There's some other interesting points about this. It's going to be difficult to do the map tour. I'm going to jump a few bits because we've got a main roadway that runs down the middle here and out to the side there, and everything else kind of spiders off of it. There's not really a route round that we can do, but you'll see as we go around, it will kind of make sense. We'll talk about slot count when we go up to the main farm. I'm going to do the bit where we are now, walk the first bit, then I'll jump up to the farm and we'll start. Now here's what's interesting about this map as well, which again I haven't come across on any maps on Farming Simulator 22, especially on console yet. And that is that the production chains buildings that are on the map, all around the map, you already own on all 3 game modes. If I go over to here and click on it, it takes me straight into the menu. If I come back out and we go in this way through the menu and we get to our production chains, all of the buildings, sugar mill, grain mill, bakery, you own them all. You start with all of them straight off the bat, which is something a bit different. Like I say, I haven't really come across before. So we start at the bakery here. Lighting's very nice, colour palette's lovely. It's all fairly flat. Now, interestingly, I keep saying interestingly, whether you think it is or not, bearing in mind this is the Mecklenburg Lake District, there's not a single bit of water. There's no lake, there's no river or anything on the map. Biomass heating plant is just here. We're going to drop across the road over here. Yeah, so it's a bit peculiar from that respect. We do have also a railway that runs down the map, but it is purely decorative, which again has a bit of a strange quirk to it. Again, we'll see when we get to it. This has got me puzzled as well. There's this big kind of walled, there's big trees in here. There's no way of getting into that. It's like a big little fortress. It's like a big walled fortress. Anyway, come over here to the dairy. Again, we already start with it. So the dairy is over here, actually coming to it from the north, not the south. The south bit, there's not all of. I think most of them are, most of them I think are fenced in. But there's your dairy, and then across the way here we have got the biogas plant. Like I say, you do start with on New Farmer. Actually, I didn't look to check and see if you start with it on. That's a good point. On the other 2 modes, but if we come onto the map, I'll show you the biogas plant. The actual plot of land is only 66,628, but I think the actual biogas plant itself is 1,180,000 or something like that. But again, you start with a New Farmer down the bottom there. It's all there ready to go. 3 large silage clamps, and we do have this large building. That's the other thing as you go around the map as well. No shortage of storage buildings. Cavernous, absolutely cavernous. So, like I said, the bits we can walk to, we've done. So that's these bits here. What I'm going to do now is jump up to the farm. We'll do the farm, grab a vehicle, and then we'll go around and we'll do the rest. So I'll see you up there in just a moment. We're up at the farm to the north. This little section just off to the side, if we again go to the map again, this bit here, we've got some equipment stored just to the side, and then the main farm section is in here. We do have a seeder, fertilizer, spreader, we've got cultivator, plough, a couple of cultivators, and a plough. And then if we go out through here, we'll go out into the main farm area. And all three game modes, all the buildings and stuff are all here. And like I say, once you buy the periphery for $0, you own it all anyway. So it's a bit of a weird one. But once you do buy the plot of land, you can then take it all down if you want to. I need to make sure I'm standing in the right place, probably there and about there. If you do remove everything, it will look a little bit like this. So you can go fully start from scratch and put everything down you want, wherever you want. You know, whatever makes you happy, you absolutely can. Now, slot count, probably a good time to talk about that, as we've seen a couple of bits of machinery already. Slot count is 1,188 on New Farmer. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, it's 980, but you don't start with any of the vehicles. You do start with all the buildings still, but you don't have any vehicles. If you get this plot of land and you take away all the buildings as well, including the animal pens, you can get the slot down from 980 to 926. That's about as low as I got it. Potentially production chains buildings, maybe if you sold those off, you might be able to get a bit lower, but I got it down to 926, which is pretty good. We do have on New Farmer, let's say, with the machinery, we've got front loader equipment across the front here, manure heap, we've got a robot shed, 80 cows this side, standard in-game milks this side, slurries around the back. Like I said, there's a manure heap already put in for you, and the robot system is here. So if you put everything in you need for the feed for total mix ration here, including mineral feed around the corner, on the hour, that will automatically feed the cows. We do also have a manure heap extension, not manure heap, the slurry pit extension built in, so increasing the slurry capacity somewhat. Just around the side there, it is a class farm. Actually, talking about slot counts, let's have a quick look at what we start with. So if we go down to here, small tractors, we start with an Arion 660, we start with two Axion 870s, and we start with a Trion 750 harvester and header. So a class farm, a couple of trailers, we've got headers, ploughs, cultivators, as I said, we've got balers, windrower, tedders, we've got a load of stuff. Some of this you've already seen, some we'll see as we walk around. That's what you don't start with any of that on Farm Manager or start from scratch though. Large buildings, again, you can sell these if you want. There's nothing inside these buildings at the moment, but again, they are absolutely huge. No shortage of storage space, so as you start to build up stuff. Now, bearing in mind there's only 12 fields on the map. The fields, even the smaller ones that look small, are big fields. So the ability to build up to larger equipment, you've got plenty of space for storage, no problem at all, or remove the storage, and you can put your own production chains in or other buildings and stuff you want. Oh, that was the other thing to point out at this point. There's no sleep trigger off the start, so you'd have to place your own sleep trigger. It gives you a bit of flexibility to put it wherever you want, which is quite handy. So your trailers and your bale trailer are just over there. Large silage clamp here, and then as we go across, we've got all of our grass work equipment. So our baler, mowers, windrower, tedder, all over here. Not sure why none of it's in the buildings. I suppose just it's easier to see as we go around. There is a silo, but it's not here at the main farm. We'll get to that in a bit. We have a is that a fuel tank? I think it's a fuel tank over there. Our three main tractors, the smaller one and the larger one's just there. More storage space, and then another cow barn, robotic again, for another 80 cows. So we've got 160 cow capacity between the two here at the main farm, straight off the bat. I'm going to go and grab the tractor, and we're going to head out to the northwest. I think we're going northwest. So let's start. Oh, we do have a weather stations, and probably I don't know if you heard it clicking and whirring. jet wash there as well, all of which can be removed if you want to remove it. Again, it's entirely up to you. So we come out of here, we're going to go, just heard the beeping, there we go, out this way, out to the next lot of sell points and production chains and things. Like I say, this goes out and then kind of comes back, but we want to head from north west down to southwest. So what I'll probably do is I'll skip down there. Well, I'll drive down, but I'll skip in the editing. There's a big forested, it's a forested area off to the left. Actually, I should open that map really. And there's a road that runs out to it, runs round it and comes back again. Again, not a circuit. Not all maps are a circuit. A lot of them are, and it's normally straightforward to work out a route round. What I am liking as well is, yes, it is fairly flat. We do have these berms, and it's the detailing like this that for me really kind of stands out. The rocky bit down onto here, the rocks and stuff around the sides of the berm, it breaks up the landscape. You know, if you have big open fields that are just flat, and sometimes the landscape can feel a bit sterile, I guess. So it's nice to have something to sort of break it all up. Now, the next point we're going to go to is, the grain mill. Also owned, I know, I'm not going to say it, probably I'm going to say it for everyone, you know what I'm like. Grain mill is here, production chains, you own it already. And then we come to the sell point, I say a sell point proper, but a sell point. This is the Agravis Leicester now, I think it is. Leicester now. That's just here. Then we come to the first of sets of buy points, and there are quite a few of them around the map. So we have lime, seed, fertilizer, and a fuel point here. These are all buy points, and like I say, there are 3 or 4 sets of these around the map. So no matter where you are on the map, you can come and buy whatever you need. Or if there's placeables or mods and stuff you want to use, you can absolutely use those. So, like I said, went from the main farm here, all the way out here, and up to there. This is the bit I was talking about, this kind of little forest, and the road runs round, comes back. There's a little track going that way and one that way, but there's no kind of route straight down, because where we want to be heading is down to here, because we started here, so we've already done those. So I'll see you down there in just a moment. We'll talk about those sell points, and we'll come back up to the north, and then we'll head out to the eastern side of the map and check out all the sell points and points out there. I do like I say, the lighting, some maps should go on and the lighting doesn't seem to, I say, be quite right. That's the wrong way of putting it. It just seems to work well on this one. I don't know if it makes any sense at all. So, as we come across the bottom now, we are heading down to, like I said, the southwest corner. We have got the oil mill to the left. And some more buy points for seed, fertilizer, or lime, seed, fertilizer. So lime, seed and fertilizer here. Oil mill is just here. Again, we own it. Going across the road. Watch out for traffic as we go. We have got, this is AG or AG Saro Cereals sell point. That's just in there. We have a fuel buy point just there, and again we come through, we've got some buy points. This is for herbicide and liquid fertilizer. So herbicide and liquid fertilizer buy points are just here. We are now all the way down here in the bottom. So oil mill there, buy points for the same things we had before, herbicide, liquid fertilizer, and then we've got the fuel point, and we've got AG Saro Cereals. What we're going to do now is head back up there. We've done these bits. There's no sell points out to here, big fields. It kind of sweeps up the landscape a little bit there. We're going to head back up through here to this point here. Something I didn't show you, which I meant to. This building right here, one of the larger buildings. There's a door that opens there. There is a workshop trigger just inside there. I meant to show it on the way past and I completely forgot. Sorry about that. But there's a workshop trigger just inside there. So, again, I will see you up there because it's just a drive back along where we've been, back past the biogas plant and then the bakery, and we'll head a bit further north. Bear with me, I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we just passed the bakery where we started. That fork there takes us up to the northwest corner where we were a little while ago. So, next point we're going to get to is, I mentioned about the silo, that we do have one, but it's not at the main farm. The silo is the next point we're getting to. It's a really large complex. I say large complex. There's a massive, again, another massive building. Nothing in it at all. You can use it for storage or whatever, or again, I would imagine you can probably sell it. If it's on the plot that we own, I don't see the reason why not. So I suppose what we can do is try, and then you could use this again for anything you want. Let's go into build mode. Go to demolish. Yeah, big garage. We can sell it if we want. So that's there. Again, huge building. Nothing in it in particular. Up here we've got the Farmer 800 silo that we own. 800,000 litres. And then we've got a debris crusher just over here. The other good thing about it, and I think you've probably already seen as we've gone round, all of these areas nice and flat, big open spaces, plenty of room for placeables, whatever it is you want to put down. When you think about all the other production chains, things that are available now, there is no shortage of space for putting anything down. And it shouldn't be a problem for placeables. I wouldn't have thought. I don't see a reason why it would be. I love all these little the concrete slabs. These you often see on the Polish maps a lot more. But then that being said, the Pomeranian map has them on as well. So, north from here, back up past the farm. Oh yeah, we have got a bit of water. There we go, we've got a river. There's my sands now, it looks like most of it's dried up. But so, up through the little, I say village, there's just houses dotted around all over the place. Back past the farm, and we're going to head out to where the railway line is. I'm going to show you what I mean about the fact the railway line is decorative only, but you can call the train, so you can still rent a train. It's only £1, euro or dollar per hour, but you can't actually use the train for anything, and I couldn't even get on the train. So I suppose you can kind of simulate the train arriving. If you were going to do a let's play or a storyline, or you were going to have people arriving to meet you, or you were going to arrive or something, you could simulate that. It's interesting, again, quite quirky. You know, having the train running up and down, fine, have it running up and down the map, but the fact you can call it is, yeah, it's just a little bit different. So you've got a little couple of train platforms just here. If we hop out and go over to here, rent train for £1 per hour. I did this last time. It went from 1.6 to 5.4 kilometres, and then took absolutely ages to arrive. And then when it does arrive, like so, I couldn't actually get on it. So, I don't know, 1.3. It does seem to be coming down. Which direction it's going to come from, I'm not entirely sure. Here it comes. Although that is saying 5.1 kilometres, it's there. And in a second it will, yeah, they go return rented train. It hasn't quite arrived yet, but it will do in a second. Yeah, no, it's just a little quirky thing to have on it. There's a load of carriages on the back. But if I go up to it, there's nothing. I can return rented train. I can't enter the train, I can't get on it, I can't drive it or anything like that. It's just, yeah, you can have it arrive, and then when it's arrived, you can return the rented train and send it off again. I'm sure people will think of all ingenious ways to add that into storylines and let's plays and that kind of thing. So from here we're going to cross over the railway, the railroad tracks, railway at the level crossing, and we're going to head east. We're going to start in the northeast corner of the map and we come all the way down to the southeast corner, taking in all the sell points and production chains on the way. As we drive over, we're taking a bit of the lovely countryside too. we're going to be heading up to there and working our way all the way down. We've got a few production chains and sale points down this side, ending down the very bottom there in the southeast corner with the machinery store, the main store, which is also the reset point, I think. I'll just say the same. I'll say we'll talk about that when we get there. When we get there, I'll probably just say this is the reset point. Sugar mill is the first place we're going to start up here. Again, we own it. Big area, big facility. This is your sugar mill. From here, we go to cereal factory, I think it is. They're all very large facilities. There you go. Cereal factory, again owned, just to the side there. This side is a sell point, so after the cereal factory we have got... Oh no, actually, we've got some more lime, seed and fertiliser buy points. Sorry, I meant to show that. That's just up here past the cereal factory. Is that past the cereal factory? Yeah, around the back there. There you go. And a fuel point there. And then we've got a sell point, and this is, sorry if I said this wrong, Hohenmocker. We've got the Hohenmocker AG or Hohenmocker AG sell point just there. So just to begin to show where we are, we came across here down to the rent-a-train, cross the level crossing up here. So up the top there for the sugar mill, cereal factory and sell points, buy points, sorry. Hohenmocker AG, AG, and then we're going to head down to here, the farmers market, and then we're going to head down this side of the map, taking the rest as we go. If you like big open maps, if you like your American maps, that kind of thing, it's an alternative to an American map. I know there's that kind of generalisation with themselves. Most North Americans like to play on North American maps. I know a lot of people like big open spaces. Not everyone likes the tight enclosed, like English, British maps, or some of them that have a lot of fences and hedges and that kind of thing. And this is a nice alternative to a big US map. Big fields, open spaces, enough to break up the sort of the countryside as well. This is the farmers market. Sorry about that, pulling out in front of you. Then we've got the animal dealer. We just need to turn right for the road where it bends around now. We've got the animal dealer and bale sell point. So, animal dealer, livestock market, just there. Bale sell point, just there. Ahead of us we've got carpentry, again, pre-owned. We don't need to drive down to it, but that's the carpentry, just there. Now I'm wondering what we have got on the map. There goes the train again. And we come down to the machinery stores. The machinery store is just down here. There's a fuel point around the back of it, and there's also obviously the repair, customised sell point. So trigger there for the machinery store. This is the reset point, as I've already mentioned. Fuel point is around the back there, and your workshop trigger is just over here. And that's the map. That's all of it. I mean, there's not much else to show. So we've started up there. It's all the way down. Where the road bends around there, we came down there. Carpentry's there. Those. Yeah, so what I was going to say was, look at our money. It's gone up $299. So something on here is generating income. But I'm not sure what. I suppose the big difference between FS19 and FS22, everything you owned on FS19, you could see. All the vehicles and machinery you can, but buildings, it doesn't really show. I'm just trying to think. If we go into here, that tells you all of your machinery and equipment, but doesn't show you what buildings you own. So that's a little bit trickier. I'm just trying to think, what might it be? Do any of these have anything in them? I don't think they do. I think they're all saying 0. So what is it that's generating income? Say $299. It's not like it's a huge amount of money, but there you go. That's the map. That's Mecklenburg Lake District by Holden. Hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.